Happy Friday evening. It's Debbie from Create Pretty Things. Thank you for joining me tonight. As you jump on, please hit the heart button, comment the keyword, which is buzz, and then check your comments. Your messenger, it'll send you a message with the links to the product that I'm using tonight. And if you see the red live button up in the corner, you're catching me live. If you don't, then you're catching me on a replay. Just type in hashtag replay and you'll get, you'll help my page boost this post. Also, if you want to be notified of when I go live, please type in hashtag notify, all one word, no spaces, and that will notify you whenever I go live so you won't miss a thing. So I'm happy to have you here tonight on this happy Friday evening. Tonight we are going to use this adorable Beehive transfer. Do you see the Beehive right there? And then we've got a choice of 6 bees. And then we also have like some honey splatter right here. That's what we're going to be using. And we have this adorable surface. It's called our arch easel because it comes with this base and it stands up on its own. It is reusable. You can chalk on this side, and when you're done, you can wipe it off with, wet it down, scrape it off, and you can reuse this. It's also reusable on the white side. Tonight, we're going to use the white side. I think this design will stand out really well. So this is what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to take it out while I'm chalking. And the first thing I'm going to do is get my fuzz towel because I'm going to need to fuzz this transfer. These stencils are sticky. They're reusable between 8 and 12 times. And I want to fuzz it or lessen that sticky just a little bit so that when it comes up off my surface, it doesn't stretch out of shape because we want them in perfect shape to reuse them over and over again. And we will be using this a few times because we're going to have to layer this on here and move it. So as you can see, this is wider than our board and base. Let me see how I can do this best. So we're just going to cover up this edge all the way. And the best way to do it, I think, for spacing is to line it up at the bottom. So I'm going to line it up the bottom. It'll make it easier for placement and lining up at the end. I'm going to smooth it on, and then I'm going to make sure there's not any air bubbles. So this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can turn on my ring light for you guys. I'm seeing a lot of shadow. There we go. So that's a little bit too much light. But we're going to go ahead and reposition this every time. So I'm going to start out doing my Beehive with our shimmer gold. It's going to be so pretty. It's going to be beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of this paste on my squeegee, and I'm just going to smooth it over everywhere where there's white lines. The white lines are the silk screen, and that is where that paste is going to go through. It's going to go through the silk screen and stay with the surface down below. So I'm just going to smooth this beautiful shimmer gold all over. Now this is a little different texture than most of my paste. It's one of our older formulas. It's beautiful though. I can't wait for you guys to see how pretty it is. But it's not quite as smoothable as some of my other pastes, so we are gonna work with it. We'll just get going. If you guys know anybody who would love to watch this, please feel free to share. And while you're at it, go ahead and like and follow my page so that you'll get notified when I do post something. But when I go live, if you want to be notified, type in !notify in the comments, and then you'll get notified every time I go live, which is almost every day lately. Okay, I think I've got this pretty well covered. And like I said, this paste is a little different than most of my paste, but it'll work. So I'm going to go ahead and lift up my transfer. I want you guys to see this as I lift it because it's kind of magical, really. Now see, as I lift, you can kind of see if you've got everything covered, and if you don't, you can go back over it and cover it up. But it does look good. Looks great. I'm going to go ahead and dry this just a little bit because I'm going to be layering this transfer back over. And I could have moved this a little further down towards the bottom and to the left edge, I think, but I think it'll be okay. So now that I know that I always have my bottom lined up over here, I know that these patterns are repeatable. So I'm just going to match this up to go over what I've already chalked, press it down. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of water to this paste because it is a little on the dry side. So that was distilled water. If your paste is too dry or not quite the right consistency, you can add distilled water, stir it up really, really well, and then try it again. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, this is better. And with this one, I'm going to go all the way to the edge, whereas I didn't with the other one. Okay, let's go ahead and peel it off. Looks good. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing at the top. I'm going to realign it over what I've already pasted. And you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and redo this part too because I want it to go all the way to the edge. Right there. And since you can see through these transfers, it makes it pretty easy to go ahead and reline it. So I'm just going to go ahead and smooth that over. Okay, and then we're going to realign it at the top. And that should be all we have to do. Realign it, just cover up those lines that we've already done. Okay, we're ready to add another layer. This is so easy to do, guys. It's just like buttering toast. If you can butter toast, then you can do this. It's very easy. And it doesn't take a lot of paste. You can take whatever excess paste you have and move it around to another area, just so you can use it in a couple different places. And just make sure that you get your transfer covered. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Let's lift off our transfer. Looks good. This is it so far. We need to do one more section. Okay, smooth it down, no air bubbles. Here's our last little piece of the puzzle. Okay, done with this squeegee. Let's go ahead and wipe up some of this gold paste that I have laying around. Let's go ahead and peel this off. Voila! We have our honeycomb. We've got our foundation. I'm going to set this aside to dry. I'm going to show you how to go ahead and clean this. I'm going to go ahead and spray it with some water. Distilled, this is regular tap water. I'm going to go over the first layer for the first time with this paper towel. And I'm going to get the most of the paste off with this. And then I have what's called our board eraser. This is a board eraser, which is like a magic eraser sponge. I have it in water, so I just squeezed it out. It is damp. And I'm going to rub it all over my surface in a few different directions. I'm going to rinse it out, and I'm going to do the other side. This is the key to reusing your transfers over and over again, is keeping them clean and storing them properly, putting them back on the transfer sheet when you're done, and keeping them away from, keeping them out of harm's way, I guess. Now, since I did use a shimmer paste on this, the shimmers are a little bit harder. They leave a little bit of residue behind, but just do the best you can. Go gentle on the sticky side, just to protect your adhesive. I'm gonna go over the front one more time, and then I'm gonna get a paper towel and dry it. You want it to be dry when you put it away. So I'm gonna go ahead and dry this side, and I'm gonna go ahead and dry the other side. And when you're cleaning it, you're also removing some of that lint that you put on before. So I'm going to go ahead and get my it's right here, my transfer backer. And I'm going to apply this to the backer so that all the sticky is touching the transfer backer. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and dry this up a little bit. Just because we're going to be putting something on top of it. We're going to put some honey splatters, and we're going to put the bees, the cute little bees. You want to make sure this is good and dry because you don't want that paste to come off. Okay, and also you want to wax that surface. Since you're applying wax on top of wax, you want to put a barrier down to protect that paste from coming up and your transfer from pulling up all the chalk. So this is surface wax, but I've got a different brand today. Chalk Couture does sell it. It is in my shop, and I probably should have put it in my cart link, but I did not. So I'm just putting a little bit. Since this is a reusable surface, I want to make sure I don't put too much on as well. I'm going to go ahead and work on my bees. And you know what, guys? I don't know what bees really look like. Do you? So this is my splatter. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of honey splatter. And I'm just going to do that in the yellow, the bumblebee yellow. Maybe it should have been gold. I don't know. Maybe it should have been black. Let's see what this looks like. It's just a little bit, guys, just a little bit of splatter. You can barely see it. I'm just putting it here and there, everywhere. Let's see if you guys can even tell. Can you see the little dots? They're very hard to tell. So now that we did that, we need to dry it again. So I'm thinking that bees probably have black wings and yellow bodies. Is that what you guys would say? Would you say black wings and yellow bodies? Well, we'll just do a mix of however we want to do it. This is our design. So we're just going to do what we want to do. So I'm just going to put these wherever I want them. And I'm going to get out two smaller ones. I've got this was a mini squeegee cut in half. It provides me a little bit more, a little bit smaller piece to work with so I can get in the tight little areas. So I've got the wings done and I've got the legs done. And I think I'm going to do half of this body, half of the body on this one black. And then I'm going to go and get my yellow. Oh, it's my little, I did the wrong end there. I'll just ink a little bit of this bee. Okay, lift it up. I think I could have defined the legs a little bit more. Here's my first bee. Kind of cute, kind of funny. Okay, so let's do the next bee. So black legs and black wing, body, thorax, or whatever it's called. And then the yellow body is coming up next. And this is kind of hard to do because it's small. It's a small little area. See how this one looks. Wow, I got some pretty funny looking bees here. From a distance, they may look okay. Let's see. So black wings and a yellow body. Maybe I should do the yellow body first. So when we're done with this, we're also going to add a little bow to decorate the hive. So I think I'll turn on my glue gun just to get that heating up. Now another thing you could do is you could use our chalk suede tags, chalk on that, and then maybe you could fold that up a little bit, and that would give it a little more dimension. Like you could fold them so that they're flying off the board. Ooh. 3 down. And I really should try to be a little more precise. Let's see. I don't know where my detail tool is though. Let's see. So just the yellow body. And the black wings and legs. Now these boards in themselves are reusable. So when you're done, if you want to do a different design and reuse this board, you can wet it down. Ah, that one's cute. Wet it down and let it sit for a second and then scrape it, and it should be good to go. Cute little bees. Do you guys like to see bees in your garden pollinating all the flowers? I know so many people that are afraid of them and they scream if they see a bee, panic. But they really are just doing us a service, that's all. One more bee. I'm gonna put it right here. And who knows, guys, once I'm done with this and I look at an actual bee, I may decide that this is not what a bee looks like at all. This one I kind of did a yellow stripe down its back, and then I'm going to kind of bring out the black from the sides. See how that looks. So I'm never afraid to make mistakes because I know that I can always correct it or I can redo it. In most cases, on most surfaces and in most cases. I'll get that beautiful wing, get all this wing. This one's got pretty wings. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. Here's our bees. They're pretty busy. All right, let me set this aside and let me clean up what I have. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray each one of these with my regular tap water here. And just like we did before, we're gonna do again. I'm gonna go ahead and cap up my paste. Just make sure you cap them. They do, like any paste, they will dry out. So just stir them up occasionally, add water if needed, and use them often so they get the love that they need. Okay. I always put my squeegees and my stir sticks in my water bath, and then I take them back to the sink and clean them. And likewise, these transfers, you can take them back to the sink and clean them as well. So as you jump on, please heart the video and then type in the word BUZZ, B-U-Z-Z, into the comments to get the products that I used tonight. It's a built-in shopping cart link, but you don't have to buy everything. You can modify that cart any way you want. Add, change, delete, or just look. So don't be afraid to click on that link and take a look at what I'm using. I did put individual paste packets in here for the colors, which makes it more affordable. Now, there's certain colors that you're going to use a lot. The black is one, white is another, and I always suggest that if you don't have that full-size jar that you do, go ahead and buy a full-size jar of that. Last night we did the Club of the Month transfer, and what our club subscription is every month you pay, I think it's $19.99, and you get this transfer, a 5.5 by 8.5 by 11 inch transfer, and a chalkable surface of some type. It could be just an accessory or it could be a full surface, and 3 coordinating paste packets, 3 different colors to do your project. So all you really need is a surface to do it on, and you don't have to do what we've done. You can pick whatever surface you want to do and make it your own. So they're really fun because they're affordable, they're delivered to your door. You don't have to think about renewing every month because it's a subscription. There is a 3-month commitment. You have to do it for 3 months, and then you can stop the subscription if you choose, but I don't think you will. They're fun, and they're just easy. They're a low time commitment, and you always feel so accomplished when you do them. When I do anything Chalk Couture, I come away and say, wow, I did that. I created that. And I'm really surprised. I love doing arts and crafts, but I'm not really skilled at all of it. I need a little help. I need help with ideas. So these give you an idea to start with. And techniques. I'm not the best at thinking up new techniques. So this helps me with that. It's just a really good subscription. And we have another type of membership now. It's called our Perks for Members. And I think it's wonderful. You pay $20 a month for it, and you get 30% discount on anything you purchase. You also get a $20 credit to be used within 30 days that you can use on any Chalk Couture products that you want. And it's just amazing program, especially because you get 30% off. 30% off on everything you buy. So it's just a $20 fee every month, but you get $20 in product credit back. I think it's pretty amazing, especially if you want to do this on a regular basis. It's a $20 a month investment, and I think it's well worth it to get that $20 in product credit back. And since it expires in 30 days, it kind of keeps you on your toes as far as what's new and what you should order. Okay, the black is always harder to clean up than any other color. It's just more highly pigmented. Okay, so these are pretty dry. I'm going to get my transfer backer again and apply this on here. I think maybe it goes like this. And I don't know exactly where these bees go. I'm just trying to get them on here so that the sticky part is contained onto the transfer backer and it's protected. Okay, so it's kind of a puzzle that's not quite fit together, but this is it, and this is how I'm going to put it back in my plastic bag here, and I'll store it in this bag just to protect it. Okay, so this is what we have. We have our little easel here. We have our bees in our hive so far. Okay, now we're going to make a little bow. So I've got a couple different bee fabrics. I've got this yellow checked. I've also got this bright pink bee and a yellow bee with butterflies and flowers. So the yellow and yellow won't match. So yellow and pink, nope. I think I'm gonna do these two. And I'm just gonna make a small little bow. So I'm just gonna layer these and I'm basically gonna go back and forth a couple times to make, well, okay, this is my tail. Okay, this is my tail. And then I'm just gonna go to the center. I'm gonna pinch it and I'm gonna turn both of my fabrics so that the pretty side is always gonna be out. So yellow on top, pretty side out. Go back to the center, pinch it, flip them. You know, I think that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna do it too long. I'm not gonna do a real big bow. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. I'm gonna go ahead and tie this with some twine that I have sitting here. If it's sitting here, I'm gonna use it. And I think it was from my project last night, but I didn't use it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of fluff my tails down. I'm gonna go ahead and dovetail these, or maybe I'll do them at an angle. Let's do them at an angle. Okay, so here's our pretty little bow. We'll kind of fluff it up. Cut the tails a little bit. And I'm just gonna glue it. Glue it at the top, maybe to the side, to the bottom. I think to this side right here. And we're almost done, guys. Do you guys see how quick these projects are? Now, if I want to reuse this board, I can still reuse it. Even though I put that glue on there, I can just, it usually comes right off. If you kind of heat it up, you can peel it off. So it won't impede it a little bit at all. Let's hope it sticks. Slide it in, and you can buy refills of these little arches too. Oh, well, this is a small one. I'm not sure if you can, but I think you would be able to buy the small arches refills. I'll have to check on that though. But here's our project. What do you guys think? Do you love it? Give it a heart if you love it. Feel free to share this with someone that you know loves bees and loves crafting. I'm so happy that you're here to watch. Please go ahead and give me a heart, share the video. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.